Good evening. A man has been found dead after emergency crews were called to the scene of a single vehicle collision last night, 10 kilometers south of Laklabish. RCMP say a 26-year-old female was traveling northbound when she lost control, entered the ditch and rolled her vehicle. Now the vehicle struck a power pole and caused the power lines to fall to the ground, which started a large grass fire. Now bystanders were able to cut the woman's seatbelt and move her to safety. She was brought to an Edmonton hospital where she is being treated. Now, emergency crews then found a deceased man in the grassy area. Now they believe he was a passenger of the vehicle, but they have not been able to determine his identity or age. The investigation is ongoing and RCMP say speed may have been a factor. Well, a man known for his hard work and community spirit was honored during a special event at Boundary Ford last night, and the local fire department was on the receiving end of a major donation in his name. Kyle Gallagher has more.
Members of the Lloydminster Fire Squad and employees at Boundary Ford gathered to honor a special man.
He was very involved in helping anybody with anything. If you asked him to come and help you move on a Sunday afternoon, he was there to do it.
Billy Cornfoot was a member of the fire department for nearly 30 years and was a mechanic at Boundary for almost 40 before losing his battle with ALS at the age of 70.
He was a leader. He would take the younger mechanics under his wing. He was always holding all of us to honest task, making sure that we did the right things, making sure that we set the tone and we understood the value of both our customers, our employees, and our community.
Joe Holland says Billy set a great example for everyone and felt it was important to recognize him.
Because of his connection with the Lloydminster Fire Department, we're making a significant donation to the department in the form of a tool that they can use for rescue. Very similar to the old day fireman's axe. This is perhaps the modern day fireman's axe.
When you're cutting vehicles apart, you have cutters and spreaders, so it's a cutter that's used for cutting cars apart.
Cornfoot rose to the rank of deputy chief in his 3 decades with fire and rescue before leaving for health reasons. Members of the squad are happy to have something that signifies his importance to the department.
We thought about it for a while and we said, you know what? He always worked with tools, so why don't we come up with a new tool that we could use, and that's what we agreed upon. And so I think every time somebody grabs that tool, they'll be thinking about Billy.
Kyle Gallagher, Newcap News.
The city is doing its part to ensure our area isn't struck by major flooding. Ditches and pipes are in place to transport unwanted storm water. Now the project will begin this summer, completing a storm sewage system expansion.
There's an existing kind of open, for want of a better term, I guess it's a creek, or it's an open waterway, and now it's being turned into an appropriate storm sewer system, which obviously is why you see the kind of costs that we're associating with it.
Staff say the entire project will be covered by grant funding.
We have received $2.3 million total in grant funding from the federal gas tax and the Alberta Municipal Infrastructure Program.
The first phase of the system was finished last year north of the CN tracks.
Upgrading an open channel to a closed storm sewer. And the second phase of the project is putting a crossing under the CN tracks to connect this existing open channel with the new closed channel, and eventually to connect also with a new pond going in there.
City staff say the project won't affect traffic and it should be finished by the summer. Well, the walking track at the Servus Sports Centre may see higher usage as free passes are being offered to seniors, and Knotvate has more.
Well, I'm 85 and I find it a little easier to walk up here.
And this man isn't alone. Staff say seniors 70 plus have had free access for the past few years, and they expect the numbers will grow, especially in the morning hours.
Last year we saw about 3,000 70 plus memberships being used. So that doesn't say how many people actually come, but we had about 3,000 people apply for 70 plus memberships.
And the decision on dropping the free walking pass to those ages 65 has been 3 years in the making.
We've heard about people who need rehabilitation, and one of the things that has been important, and it was brought up by another councillor, is that doctors have recommended, you know, that walking is one of the things that people can do to rehabilitate.
And Joelle Turcotte says the seniors may initially come to use the track, but end up enjoying other areas in the building as well.
Even though it's just the track that was free, we saw people wanting to go and learn about the gym and taking an interest in sports in the field house. It's already growing. As we can see, their usage is starting to be more and more. So that's the aim, is get as many people up here as we can.
Anna Knotvate, Newcap News.